Hey guys, this is Rich from PSP Edmonton. Today we're going to go over a little bit of a tutorial on how to build yourself a pull-up bar. A couple of things we're going to need is you're going to need a power drill if you have an impact, and a regular drill. Make life a little easier for you, but you can get away with one drill for sure. You're going to need a measuring tape. Depending on how good of a job you want to do, you're probably going to want a saw of some kind. I got my circular saw right here. I have a square because I make attempts to make square cuts whenever I can. I know it's a triangle, right? But it's a square. There's probably other stuff we're going to need as I move along here. Just so you guys know, I framed houses for probably 3 or 4 years when I was younger. I know just enough about handyman stuff to know when I am outmatched. I'm pretty sure I can tolerate this type of stuff though. I could say with a fair degree of certainty that if you build it exactly as I do it, it'll probably be pretty sturdy, but my disclaimer right now is if you build yourself a pull-up bar, fall off, and give yourself a concussion, myself nor PSP or the CAF bear any responsibility for that whatsoever. This is purely something for you to do to help you with pull-ups, and you do it assuming your own risk. You can see how what I have so far, oh boy, this might very roughly look kind of like a pull-up bar, okay? So we got a piece to attach to the ceiling, to the top of my garage on each side, and we're gonna pull ourselves up on this. Again, if I get a longer or shorter piece of pipe to go up into the ceiling, this gives me quite a bit of clearance for my head. I'm going to show you how to attach this in a couple of different ways. One in my opinion is better, but I'll show you both ways. Okay, other things we need, once again, is some wood screws. We're screwing into wood, so that's generally seen as a good idea. I've got a flat head. The reason I've chosen these ones is you want to make sure you can actually make good contact with the screw head into that floor flange, okay? Some smaller screws, it won't actually pull through here, but I wouldn't be putting my body weight on this if I wasn't just sure that it was going to hold me. So that's why I chose this particular screw. Once again, exactly what I've chosen right there. You can definitely pick some thicker bolts if you'd like. I'm going to be drilling pilot holes anyway, so I could have definitely gone with some thicker screws with a different head on them, but I believe these will be just fine. Ways I could do this, I could just simply laminate another 2x4 on here. You see I have a little bit of an overhang because obviously 2x4 is not 2 inches. We don't need to talk about that part. 1.5 inches ish. It's a little bit wider than what I have going on here. So I could simply laminate another board to this, and I'm going to show you how to mount it that way, and then I'm going to show you what, in my opinion, is a better way to do it. So we're going to focus on getting this thing up in the first place. I've got my 2x4 here, I've got my pull-up bar on here. This is about how far I want to have. Once again, I want to have an extra 2 inches on this side here. So all I'm going to do, give myself, till the end of this flange here, this floor flange, extra 2 inches there. I've already actually marked it off for myself. Get rid of my pull-up bar for now. Get rid of my pretend truss there. Marked it off. I'm going to cut mine to length. If you don't have a circular saw, you can do this. Just put the whole board up there. It definitely won't be going anywhere if you put quite a few screws in there. I only need roughly just over 3 feet. I might be at 40 inches. maybe 44 inches. That's going to be plenty, so I'm going to cut it off there. Once again, it's not required that you even cut this board at all. You can just laminate the whole thing up there and get yourself a 4-foot length of board. That would probably be fine right there. That would put me right about there, which is just fine. Okay, so I'm going to cut this thing. All set up to cut here. Just going to set my depth a little bit. Definitely got enough for my 2x4 in there. Safety glasses are always a good idea. I'm going to put 6 pilot holes in this board, 2 kind of close to the end, 2 in the middle, and 2 on the other side. Just real quick thing, want to review, make sure that whatever you put in for your pilot hole will accommodate your screw you're putting in, right? So you don't want to put a giant pilot hole in there and end up with a screw that's too big, but my screws are obviously just fine for my pilot hole. Okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to set my screws up in here. So here I am. Just make sure I get this relatively flush, especially with the bottom. I could definitely drill some pilot holes up here if I wanted to. Doesn't strike me as absolutely necessary. So I'm probably not going to. The next thing, I'm just going to scribe where I'm going to put my pilot holes for the pull-up bar. So if I had an assistant, this would go even better. So I'm going to go get one. All right, so I've got my lovely assistant Danielle from inside here. We're both going to be standing on top of this thing together. I mean, we're both going to be on 2 separate ladders that are slightly out of frame. I'm going to carefully get up so I don't hit my head. And she's going to hold this thing up for me.
This way?
No, just like this, on the bottom. Beautiful. Yeah, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to scribe where my holes are going. That looks good right there. Scribe's a fancy word for, once she holds it up, I'm just going to mark where my holes are going. Make sure this thing doesn't move too much for me to go to the other side. All right. All right, I'm just going to drill some pilot holes and I'll invite you back up here with me. All right, I got my pilot holes all drilled up. I was told that I was reminded that I wasn't wearing my safety glasses, so now that I look like Ali G, we're going to screw this thing up to the ceiling. There you go. That is your pull-up bar. And just to show that it is relatively sturdy, my first test. All right, so I'm back here. I'm going to show you guys how to make the pull-up bar the other way. This is a little bit more of a concern. I grabbed, once again, 12-inch kind of bars to hang down, so I would have a good bit of clearance if I were to do pull-ups. I'm a really big fan of chest-to-bar pull-ups, and just to make sure I have all the clearance in the world, what I'm going to do is, because my trusses run this way in my garage, I'm going to put my pull-up bar this way, perpendicular to that, so as I pull up, I'm pulling myself between the trusses. I don't have to worry about you know, them being in my way at all, because my head's just going to go right between them. I get nice and high up to those pull-up bars. So what I've done is the exact same thing as I did before. Cut my board down to a little bit of a shorter length because I didn't need quite that much. I'm going to throw my dog's ball there. So what I'm going to do is now, as you can see, my pull-up bar, really easy way to do this is if I would have got 4 feet of pull-up bar, it would have spanned this entire way, and I could have screwed up to this truss over here. So I just grabbed myself a 3-foot length. So as you can see, my middle of my, or my one end of my pull-up bars kind of ended up in the middle there. So what I'm going to do is I've cut this board to 22.5 inches. That's the standard spacing between these trusses. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut, I already cut this one, I'm going to cut one more exactly like it. Okay, as you can see, I've got these 2 boards cut the same length, 22.5 inches, and I'm just going to make some holes in them here, pilot holes here, and I'm going to screw them together. I'll probably just put 2 in each. So there we have our 2 boards, nice and flush on either side. Now I'm just going to jam them up into place. Just go ahead and secure them at one end here first. All right, there I have my pull-up bar. Quite frankly, I feel like this feels slightly more secure the way I used to have it. I've got tons of room for my head, especially if I'm off to the side here. My head can pull all the way up. That's my tutorial on how to build yourself a pull-up bar. First way would totally work. Maybe the second way is a little overbuilt, however you want to say it. Once again, I find this feels a lot more secure, so I like this way better. But yeah, feel free to build yourself a pull-up bar. Once again, no responsibility on my end. Hopefully anybody here with, anybody watching with the garage has zero excuse, minus the $36 to $40 it's going to cost you in materials, maybe even $45, and you can have your own pull-up bar if you don't mind making that short time and money and effort investment. Okay, thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you next time.